Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Make sure to check out rockbottomcoins.com for the cheapest and fastest coins anywhere. Use code Zirksee at checkout for 10% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about CHEMISTRIES, Superstar X Factors, and of course abilities this year in Madden 20. Kind of how it's just way different than everything else basically in Madden 19, and also just how everything kind of works this year. So make sure you guys smack the like button and of course hit that sub button down below. Make sure you turn that notification bell on so you do not miss a single upload. As you guys already know, upload multiple videos a day, and of course do gameplays, content pack openings. So make sure you guys hit that sub button, and of course thank you guys very much for 75,000 subscribers. Now, I've been getting asked a lot about CHEMISTRIES, what's the best CHEMISTRIES to run? What are the best abilities to run? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys right now. I just got the game. I haven't played that many games, so I really can't tell you what the best chems are, what the best abilities are, or even what the best Superstar X Factor abilities are. I can give you my opinion as to what I think will be good, but honestly, I can't tell you what the best thing is. I think a lot of the times with these abilities, it really comes down to your scheme and how you want to use it. I think Torrey Holt is the perfect example how to show this. A lot of their powers right now, they can't get as many abilities, and I'll show you guys that as well because I have multiple people powered up. Kind of what abilities they can get, X Factor abilities, stuff like that. But first off, let's start with CHEMISTRIES. So, obviously the first slot, you're going to have team CHEMISTRIES for every single player you decide to power up, like Rams, Jaguars, for of course, Torrey Holt. Now when it comes to the regular CHEMISTRIES like balanced offense, power run, zone run, it's basically the same exact thing as last year. It is going to be, I think it's different stuff you actually get, like for the balanced offense, you get catching, carrying, juke move, and play action, beat press, short accuracy. It's a little bit different. I'm still kind of going with, I don't know yet, but last year I personally ran go deep a lot just because I wanted to get that throw power. I wanted to get that spectacular catch. I like to throw the ball deep. So for me personally, I'll probably end up switching over to go deep once I actually power more players, get a lot more training. Obviously training right now is super expensive. Like, it is ridiculously expensive. So I probably will end up going with go deep. I'm gonna have to take a look though, take a look at everything, and of course once we find out the meta, nobody really knows the meta yet. No one knows, what is going to be the glitch when it comes to defense, offense. What is that like? I'm trying to think of the word for it. That threshold is the word I was looking for. So like 90 zone coverage or 91 zone, if we figure that out, then obviously a lot of people are going to be running different CHEMISTRIES that affect your zone coverage, and of course cornerbacks with 90 zone or close to 90 zone will probably go up a little bit in price. So with that being said, CHEMISTRIES like this, about the same. There is a big difference though, and a big difference when it comes to CHEMISTRIES like Sprinter. Now, I have Torrey Holt at 90. I don't know if we ever will get CHEMISTRIES right here with ×2, like Sprinter ×2 last year. If we don't, I guess that's okay. But there is something, in my opinion, I don't like it. I honestly don't like it with CHEMISTRIES here, is with Sprinter, Shaker, Leaper, Brawler, Acrobat. You guys can see, obviously with Sprinter, this is the one that probably a lot of people are going to go with because it gives you speed and acceleration. But here's the thing. You actually lose things with it this year. So you can see here for tier 1, if you put it on 3 players, you get +1 acceleration. You put it on 2 players, or 10 players, you get +1 speed as well with the +1 acceleration, but -1 agility. I don't understand why they have to -1 agility. It's a little bit weird. Tier 3 down here is -1 strength and +1 excel. And then at tier 4, you lose another strength and another agility, but you get another speed. So if you put it on 30 players in total, you get +2 speed and +2 acceleration, but you lose 2 strength and you lose 2 agility. To me, it doesn't make sense as to why they had to add in the negatives with Sprinter. Maybe they want to attempt to get people to not use it. Personally, I'm still going to use it because, speed is king. Speed is just king. +2 speed, +2 excel. You're going to take away 2 strength. It really doesn't do much for receivers or whatever. Agility, yeah, that might affect a little bit, but I'd much rather have the +2 speed over +2 agility any day of the week. You can see here with Shaker again, tier 2 takes away from 1 strength. You do get an acceleration and agility. Tier 3, you get -1 jumping, and tier 4, you get -1 jumping and -1 strength, but you do get a speed and acceleration as well with Shaker. So you can go with different CHEMISTRIES here that might give you some speed. Leaper here gives you +1 jumping, +1 acceleration, and then down to tier 3 gives you +1 jumping. Tier 4 gives you +1 speed, but it also minuses 1 agility. So I guess if you're going to get a plus speed attribute, you're probably going to get a minus 2 agility for some reason. With Brawler, you get plus 1 strength, plus 1 speed, we get minus 1 excel, tier 3 plus 1 strength, tier 4 minus 1 agility and plus 1 speed. And then of course with Acrobat you get agility, jumping, minus strength, and minus excel. So these chemistries are a little bit weird, and again, I personally haven't been able to test out chemistries yet and really figure out which ones are the best, so I can't tell you which ones are the personal best, but when it comes to abilities, I'm going to tell you what I have personally been running, and I think abilities really are awesome this year. I think they're really, really cool. And you guys can see when it comes to certain players, you might be able to get, 1 ability, 2 abilities, 3 abilities, even for 90 overall Tory Holt. I'm pretty sure it goes by, what overall they're actually going to be. So, starting off with the first ability slot when you unlock it, will be the one that has the least amount of abilities in it for superstar abilities. And I will also explain something to you later. You can only have up to 3 players on offense and 3 players on defense with superstar or X Factor ability. I guess to say and, but that basically means that if you put a superstar ability on any player on your team, right? If you put 1 superstar ability on 3 different players, you cannot put it on other players as well. So you can only have superstar abilities on 3 total players in offense and defense. I think it's a nice little balance. Supposedly they might be looking to increase that later on in the year, which would be kind of cool, I guess. It kind of allows us to use abilities on more players. Personally, on offense, I'm running it on my quarterback, my running back, and 1 wide receiver. I'm still trying to figure out if that's the best thing to do. Maybe I should put it on 2 wide receivers because then it would be pretty ridiculous. Or, on defense for me personally, I only have 1 superstar ability over on defense because I haven't had enough training. I'm actually thinking about doing a linebacker and then 2 defensive ends because I feel like pass are so good this year. If you put 2 abilities on defensive ends, I feel like it'd be just glitchy. But you can see here when it comes to the first set of abilities for Tory Holt, you can get Clutch, which reduces zone objectives late in close games. I don't know what it means, but does not stack with itself. I guess that means if you pick it for the second ability or third ability as well, it doesn't change anything. Indoor Baller, I personally don't agree with indoor or Homer. You might not ever get to use that in a game. And then, of course, we have In Specialist and Double Move Elite. Now, this is where abilities kind of depends on your scheme. What do you run? Do you run a lot of in routes with whatever receiver you have? Like Tory Holt for me, I usually have him on streaks, slants, post routes. So In Specialist is not a bad idea for me, I guess. We also have Double Move Elite. I personally don't use double moves. If you like to run double moves, maybe that will help you out. Then, when you come over to the second tier, you can see here with Tory Holt, though, you can get a ton of different abilities. And again, it comes down to what your scheme is. You get In Post Elite, Cross Specialist, Out Corner Elite, Slant Specialist, Post Specialist, In Out Elite, Slot-O-Matic, which is quicker cuts and improved catching from the slot. If you don't run Tory Holt in the slot, you don't want to use that, obviously. Curl Comeback Elite, Matchup Nightmare, which is better route running and catching versus linebackers. That's for running backs, honestly. And the one I decided to go with was Route Technician. Now this cost me 1,000 training compared to most of these, which are about 800, 1,000, some are even higher, 1,250. Because Route Technician gives it quicker cuts while running routes. So I think that'd be good for me with what I like to do because I like to try and time comeback routes or post routes. And if he has quicker cuts, it should help him when it comes to getting off the line. Even running a slant route, a quicker cut right there, you can just throw it out there. So Tory Holt, I decided to go with the Route Technician on him. And of course, these other ones, I haven't tested them out yet, but they're pretty self-explanatory. It basically depends on what you like to do. And keep in mind, some players can only get 2 abilities, players can only get 1 ability, depending on what overall you power them up to. But with Tory Holt, I actually have 3 abilities on him, and I put Outside Apprentice on him, which gives him 4 additional hot routes when lined up on the outside, because he's always lined up on the outside for me. And you can see here we also have Slot Apprentice, Post Flag Elite, Streak Specialist, and I believe that's all of the new ones here. But Tory Holt can get a ton of abilities because he's just such high overall, I guess. And you have to unlock certain things, I think certain attributes in order to unlock these, and then of course player overall. So when it comes to the abilities, it's going to change based on the player. You're not going to have Tom Brady be able to get some sort of QB ability allowing him to scramble. So keep that in mind with these abilities. It really comes down to what you personally like to do on offense and how you run your scheme, especially with stuff like Outside Apprentice, Slot-O-Matic, the different routes that allow you to increase your route running. It's big. And then, of course, we have the Superstar X Factors. I'll show you guys another player as well to kind of show you more examples. When it comes to Tory Holt, he can only get 3. Max Security, high success rate on possession catches. Personally, I don't like that one. Rack 'em up, win rack catches versus single coverage. I mean, that's pretty cool, but again, I don't really care for it too much. My personal opinion, the one that I like to use is double me. You want aggressive catches versus single coverage. Now, it's not going to be guaranteed that you will win every single time you're in single coverage, but if you have that activated, I'm sure your opponent's going to notice because it'll show up on their screen that it's activated, and you'll go, crap. And you'll have to put a safety over the top to double them. So that really does help your scheme and leave other players open because they have to double team. If they don't, there's a very high chance that aggressive catch will be caught. So that was, of course, for Torrey Holt. Now let me show you someone else like Jadeveon Clowney. So with Clowney, you can see again, his first ability, you can only get up to 2 abilities and 1 Superstar X Factor. So maybe you want to save all your abilities and only use it for your higher overall guys because they can get more abilities. Again, it doesn't matter how many abilities you put on these players, but only up to 3 players in offense, 3 players in defense can get abilities and Superstar X Factors for you. So, you can get Under Pressure, which is a bigger area of QB pressure and disruption, Clutch, Indoor Baller, and Homer. Personally, Under Pressure sounds the best to me. I think it's pretty good. Pressure, you definitely notice it this year, will affect your QB. Next up, you can see here he's not the highest overall, so he really can't get that many different abilities, but he does get Unfakeable, which is decreased chance to be faked out by ball carrier moves. Don't care for that one, honestly, because he's a pass rusher for me. And then Reach Elite, the ability to tackle/sack while engaged with blockers. I actually have this one on my one player on defense I actually used it on is Deacon Jones. So I did put Reach Elite on Deacon Jones, and then there is a Superstar X Factor, which you guys can see here. We have Zone Hawk, more catch knockouts and interceptions in zone coverage. Again, he's a pass rusher, not being zone. Shutdown, tighter coverage, doesn't matter. Run Stuffer, block shedding is more effective. That one's pretty good. We also have Reinforcement, higher chance to defeat run blocks and disrupt catches. Don't care about that for a linebacker pass rusher. Unstoppable Force. Pass rush win leads to quicker block shedding. This is probably the one I would end up putting on Clowney if I was going to put Chems on Clowney. And we also have Fearmonger, which is chance pressure QB will engage with a blocker. That sounds pretty glitchy in my opinion. Personally though, when it comes to defensive ends or pass rushers, I like Unstoppable Force a lot, and I also like the other one when it comes to defensive ends. I'll have to check on Deacon to see which one I have on him. I actually do have Unstoppable Force on Deacon Jones. Pass rush win leads to quicker block shedding. And then I have Under Pressure and Reach Elite on Deacon Jones as well. Here is the thing when it comes to Chems, abilities, X Factors. You have to make sure you activate those X Factors over here. So you guys can see here, right? I have 3 players currently activated over on offense, and then once you switch to defense, it of course will ask you to activate the X Factors again. You need to make sure you do this because if you just put the X Factors on a player and you don't activate it, it's not going to be activated. So you need to make sure you do that before you go into a game. So you can see here, I actually did put an X Factor ability on Amari Cooper before I got Torrey Holt to a 90 and decided to spend extra training on him. So now, I have 4 players in offense that technically do have X Factor abilities right now. I have Baker Mayfield, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and Torrey Holt. So, when it comes to these abilities, I decided to go with Baker Mayfield, of course, which he has Fearless, which basically allows him to throw XDs unaffected by defensive pressure. He also has Roaming Deadeye, perfect pass accuracy while standing outside the pocket, and Last Ditch, higher chance to get a pass off while being sacked. I'm just testing out different chems, different abilities, see exactly what they do, but you can see here I also have Amari Cooper. So if I wanted to go with Amari Cooper instead, you need to make sure you come over here, activate it, and now you can see I have 3 available. I have Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and Torrey Holt. Now, of course, you have to remember, these abilities, it takes stuff to actually get these during the game. So the Roaming Deadeye, the Last Ditch, you will have those active the entire game. The X Factor ability is the one you actually have to earn. So with the Superstar abilities, you have those all game. With X Factors, you have to unlock them. So I believe for Torrey Holt, right, because he has Double Me, I believe in order to get Double Me, you have to go ahead and get, I want to say it's 3 catches, or is it 5 catches? I think it's 3 catches of 20 plus yards in a game. So yeah, basically I have to get 3 20 plus yard catches. For Ezekiel Elliott, I have to get 5 runs of 10 plus yards. And of course that one I have first one's free on Zeke, which means that his next juke, spin, or hurdle attempt will basically be almost guaranteed. So it's definitely a really good chemistry to use. So you guys have to be careful and pick out your X Factors, pick out your Superstar abilities, and look at which chems you think fits your scheme the most, and especially when it comes to things like Outside Apprentice, Route Technician, the different type of routes that you guys want to run. there's just a lot to it. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below what X Factor abilities, what superstar abilities will you guys be running, and after, you know, a couple of weeks, maybe after I've tested out more abilities on different players, see what works best, I can maybe, you know, give you guys my personal opinion on the best chemistries to use. But right now, I've really played like 3 games, so I can't really tell you guys. Hope you did enjoy the video though, and if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys next time.